There are some important things going on. The first time I saw a video of the incident was in the back of my head. Cole signed a new 2-year contract with the company. The Warriors will return as the team leader. What is the meaning of this article? The last minute of the second home race, which was eliminated by the sun. The story of the film is based on the life of a young woman named Karen. They're going to blow up together. The first time I saw the video was in the middle of the night. The three mainly spread fire. Now Cole is back. How many people are receiving medical care? The first is the newest generation of the internet. The heroes did not appear. The first is that the country is not a country. The first is the normal. The probability of death is 77.6%. I'm going to get a 11K. In contrast, the following is a list of the most common causes of death in the United States. The team will be deployed. News of the district negotiations. It's not a big news. What is the meaning of this? Back in core, after the team changed the title to Lotto 1000? How can the Warriors not compete in the regular season? The newly formed president is a man of hope. The first is the fifth key, which is the key to the battle. Today, let's get to the next stage of the Warriors race. An analysis of the war. We are still here first. The 11,000 of Warriors. On the one hand, thousands of people are dying. One of the hottest topics in recent years. The other side. The 11K is used. The decision will be made. The final layout of the Warriors season. This is the last video I saw. The Warriors' latest release on Twitter. The situation is up and down. The first is that the country is not a country. I'm happy with the news. The first four were in the top 4 with a 29.2% chance of being eliminated. The number of cases is also higher than the number of cases reported in the United States. The words of the Warrior. The number of people who are suffering from depression is more than 12%. The first is the second, and the second is the second. The result is that the country is not a democracy. They are not so brave. It's not that bad. What is the meaning of this? The most likely outcome was 11K. The first is the greatest day of the year. I'm going to say 2 more things. The first time I saw a lot of people in the world, I was a little surprised. The first is the miracle on earth. The most resonant speech ever. It's like 1,000 times the code. The union is a force to be reckoned with. Fat tigers are the stuff of the league for tigers and so on. It was a year ago. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get back to my home country. The number of people who are living in the country is expected to rise by 2025. The first is that the drug is not safe. The war is over. The results of the election were not enough to get the people to vote. At least today's draw. The black screen should not be much. The reason is simple. If Selfier wants to create traffic, there are too many ways to do this. For example, the drug addict gets a top 4 before the first one. The first is to get help from the flag. I'm not sure. The first 3 places for Liu Ma. The first time the group had a meeting was in the city of Halliburton. The most important thing is that the story of the brave and the curry. God pulled a top 3 finish. I've been here for a couple of days and I've been bleeding my own heart. When I simulated 1,000, the story of the Battle of the Bulge is told in the book of Genesis. Interesting results for the 4th place in the world in poisoning. The 2 teams have a chance to win the match. But the truth is, this is not the case. God doesn't appear. The first was the Grey Bull and the second was the Grey Bull. What's worse is that Liu Ma. The Chinese government has been trying to get rid of the Chinese economy for a long time. The last stop was a ceremony. The hard part about the draw. We're tired of this. The film is about a young boy who is a teenager. The Warriors. Hold this hand. After coming in 2021. The most important handwriting. The question is. This is the election of 2026. This is a very important thing for both Curry and the Braves. The decision was made to some extent. Where the future of the Warrior goes. The team is not a team. The newcomers are in high demand this year. They even have a chance. The 2 party candidates for a future long-term party. The first is the Curry. If there were no other people who would be brave, this will be the turning point of his career. The most important weakness. He is also a member of the National Association of Realtors. Lead the Warriors to the playoffs. The key to winning the crown. So everything is in me. But now, in fact, there is a problem that needs to be decided by the management. If you look at the long-term fleet of Warriors, I'm going to pick 10,000 for this money. The most powerful force in the world. But if you look at it from Curry's point of view, the best way to do this is to use extreme force. So who should the hero choose? The best case scenario is, of course, the president and extreme fighting power are strong. But it was very difficult. The number of people who are suffering from this disease is very low. This is a hard show. The two prisoners are basically in the top spot. The number 11 is trying to do this. It's just a matter of luck. So my advice is to the most powerful force in the area of theft. The first 10 people in the world are expected to be among the most successful. Who decides who gets down? This year's music theft show. The top 4 rankings are basically stable. This is the first time. Adig, what is it? The following is a list of the top 10 most popular websites in the world. The Young Buzz. The North Korean leader. Kalibu is dead again. The 4 people and others. The gap is relatively large. The problem is that the government is not going to be able to handle the situation. They failed to finish in the top 4. And then they did. The first is that the newcomers are from 5 to 10 districts. The last 4 positions are relatively stable. The first is the motorcycle. The high-end waggler at Halliburton. Akuf, the world's strongest youngster, scored. Sushin's back flame with a liquid-protected system. The first is the National Bank of Nigeria NBJ. The 4 people were also hard-pressed to get to see the location. The last 2 places in the top 10. There are currently 3. The most popular is the one that reaches this area. Burries is a waterproofing liquid. The second is the risk of large-scale projection. The last one is the villain, the last of the big 2. The talent and the extreme fighting power of these few people is not bad. Some of the technology and bodies are still being worked on. But it is also acceptable. Whoever fell down. The first is that the people of the country are not allowed to vote. The latest wave of unrest has been linked to more and more violence. Villain and the board. The following is a list of the most common causes of cancer. So we focused on these young people. Labron Falan is a writer. The back of the Alabama Corps. The first is the use of technology to control the flow of traffic. The project is expected to be completed in the next few months. The selection of ink from the bracelet in 2025. The song is about the rise of the 2026 tons. He was 190 cm tall naked. The currency is about 199 cm. The attack is almost without a shortcut. The topic is the pace changes in the world. The capacity of the middle class is efficient and stable. The first is the use of the internet to control the flow of information. He is also a teacher and a teacher. How to control the ball. The attack was launched. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep the people from being in the country. The second one is the friendly one. The first is that of the villain and the board. The number of hits in the third quarter of the season has increased significantly. The number of people who have died is almost 40%. So never have to worry about his projection. He is a great fit for the last time I played in the gym. But villain's flaws are also clear. That's what I'm doing as a big second baseman. He is a former member of the National Assembly of Nigeria. I'm not sure. He is a man of many talents, but his body is relatively flat. The first is that the team is not a team. The body is also a type of bias. The NBA is a financial institution. It probably takes time to test the video. I'm not sure. He has limited ability to defend his defense upwards. If the development does not go ahead as expected, I'm worried about the future. He will be the next service. Garland, one of the most famous exhibitions in the world. Lopad is a 206 cm wrist. The first is to get a ball in the back of the net. He was a free kick offensive tackle. The first is the fast defense. The first is the ability to resist the effects of the virus. The potential for 3D risk is high. The game is also a good one for the players and the players. The problem is that he was only 3 stories ahead of his third stroke. The first is that the internet is not a good place to start. He is also a former head coach and he weighs only 100 kg. Relatively weak. The NBA's environment needs to be seen if it can be quickly tested. He is also a member of the NBA team. The players of this series came to the NBA after the game. The chances of a mine explosion are very high. The show is on the 24th of 2020. R.J. Hampton is a writer. The first is the story of Terrence Ferguson, born on 21st January 2017. This is a typical case. The last one was Yaxel Landborg of Michigan. Height of 206 cm. The currency is 224 cm. The first time I saw a man who was a kid, I was a kid. He has a shot of over 37% in third place. The first is the space-based inline, which is extremely poorly maintained. He is also a good high-ranking shadow. The defense against the enemy is also very tough. He is a man of many talents. He was born in September 2002. He is 24 years old at the start of the new season. The upcoming event is a sight to behold. This is a simple introduction to the goal of eternal life. This is a very interesting story. The advantages and disadvantages of these are very clear. The world will never change whoever it chooses. The game is played on a small or large scale. I bet they can help Curry immediately. Curry, 38, is a young man who has been in the music industry for over a decade. I'm not really sure what to expect from a previous show. I've been practicing slowly for 2 to 3 years. The show is a great show, and it's a great show. The first is that the country is not a very friendly country. The next 2 years will be the president forever. This is what the video starts about. The first is that the government is not going to be able to do anything. The film is about the life of a young boy who is a teenager. The decision to extend the deadline was made. The news is that the media is not interested in the news. This is a sign that forever will be Curry for me. The team is more competitive. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep up with the demands of the people. He hopes Curry can return. I have never denied Curry's tactical level. He is also recognized as one of the top 5 active. This is the first class of the 3 class. But in the culture of the show, the star is the star. Curry is too stubborn after all. He just likes to die and pass on the body forever. The show is a good one. The students are not able to teach as many talented teachers. The best example of this is the reverse. So come to the Eternal Star Show. The first is that the people of the world are not going to be able to live forever. The first is that the people of the country are not prepared to be creative. If it weren't for the perfect eternal body, it would be a perfect mismatch. It can be difficult in a short time. The team's main position is to secure a change of venue. But we can't say that Curry's stay is bad news. After all, as long as Curry lives forever, Curry is the best eternal host in the world. And none of them. He is a great man, and he is a great man. The type is suitable. The first is the baby and the second is the baby. Even the stunt show. The first is the firefighting force. The first is the greatest day of the world in the history of the world. Even if you own Curry, the union may have few leaders in the field of medicine. I'm not playing for money. Curry is definitely one of them. What is the meaning of this? I am very grateful for Curry's protection of Curry. He played football with his hands. Curry's time in the game is well controlled. This is a great way to extend Curry's career. We finally came to solve a problem. The first time I saw a man in the car, I was surprised to learn that he was not doing well. How to give up eternity? The answer is, they can try to get a step back to the place. Signed 11 for delivery of the package. I'm going to the big leagues. I'm not wrong. The report also highlights the importance of the 11th Amendment to the Constitution. But there is another possibility. I'm not saying that I'm not a man. See, go is the word. The project will once again chase the singer-songwriter in the summer. Slater also noted, Curry is always on the lookout for something. The first time I saw the Curry, I was surprised to see it. The main framework of the Bugler Green. The first time I saw a photo of a woman in a car, I was in a car. The deal is a key issue. I'm going to the big leagues. This is why we are here. This year's 11th signing. Of course, within the scope of choice. Even when it is necessary. Bugler is a good thing to give up. If there is a song that is sung by the mother during the contest, the first is the Lana deal. The price of eternity is completely worth considering. I'm not sure what the answer is. If ever it gets his 11th sign this year. The report also highlights the importance of the 2 countries' cooperation in the field of education. Added Bugler, trying to sign a deal with Lana for the 5th time this year. This is a very good thing. In summary, Curry's resignation and signing number 11 confirmation. For the future of eternity. Added some variables. Curry is a key influence on Curry's stay in office. He also expressed his views several times. The last years of my life, I'm not going to ruin Chen's decision. The elections were held in the same year. The number of people who are in the country is not enough. The government has also been trying to crack down on the Taliban and the Taliban. The chances of eternal life are high. This summer, we need to do something about it. The first time I saw a man in the street, I was in a car accident. The current contract, the 3-year-old will also be re-elected in 2027. Become a free agent? Bugler's future is unchanged. So first, put it aside. Curry's new term is coming up. Curry could get a new contract. What is the meaning of this article? Curry is a great writer. Curry is a great writer. Curry is a great writer. Curry is bound to death. And then in 28 or 29 years. Curry's retirement from the military. I'm not going to say anything about it. We are looking forward to this too. They can remove geographically. It's crazy, you know.